She took your pictures off her gram, y'all broke up. Yeah. If she love you, then she block you, better fuck up. It's the remix, and you know what's up. Hey, it goes down. It goes down in the deal.
All right, everybody ready?
Oh, this still club after, nigga, what's up?
Young Money.
No, so we'll play this song first, and then we'll go.
Me and Mike Will pull the AOD back to back. The AMG 63s. I tell all my hoes, rake it up.
Yeah.
Break it down.
I'm on the restaurant page right now. You know, the restaurant page is top of the show.
I'm too real to tell a lie. Yeah, I'm where I'm supposed to be. We come from different sides. Yeah, if they want smoke with me, they get it from my slime. Yeah, you broken chose to be. I never let them close to me. I turn them to a ghost. I mean, I put them in the sky. Yeah, I took away that ceiling pride. Yeah, when she get poppin', man, these niggas really shy. Yeah, you broken chose to be. I never let them close to me. I turn them to a ghost. I mean, I put them in the sky. Nickelodeon. I might shoot down. I might know Napoleon. Likely to blow to me like I'm a psychic. I'm likely to know how my life is supposed to end. Only fire, but I didn't notice him. Why you guys treat me like a custodian? Clean up. Only blue faces got my C's up. Just too basic like a B cup. Ease up. Goose got a number 2 faded in your boo on me, but I'm too famous. I don't need a 280 on the visa for a new Mercedes. Then I re-up. Moving greatness. Who debated? If I say their name, then they be too elated. That's a claim to fame. Erase him, make him fade away. Aim it straight, take his brain away. Brain sharper than a razor blade. Make a clean cut. I'm the new shady with the heat, bruh. I can move to Hades and be cool and shady. Make it super wavy like the beach, bruh. Rumors say that I'm a beast, bruh. Try to toot it, beast how to keep up. Tell a lie. I'm where I'm supposed to be. We come from different sides. Yeah, if they want smoke with me, they get it from my slime. Yeah, you broken chose to be. I never let them close to me. I turn them to a ghost. I mean, I put them in the sky. Yeah, I took away that ceiling pride. Yeah, when she get poppin', man, these niggas really shy. Yeah, you broken chose to be. I never let them close to me. I turn them to a ghost. I mean, I put them in the sky.
Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1. We are Bubba back. Y'all already know what it is. It is Q in the Streets. It's your boy Q, your favorite celebrity host. I got my right hand man, who?
Enrique fan.
Is in the building. You already know your country cutie cakes is in the building. Woo! We have a special guest in the building. We just heard his single. We got Pat Savii in the building. What's going on, sir?
What up? I appreciate y'all for having me.
Welcome to the A where the players play. Just don't get caught up, okay? Because I know your girlfriend over there. Throw a little love that way. I know she was just period. Listen, he got a whole squad in the building. That's real love. That's love.
Got to.
Man, welcome to the A. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into your single, Snakes.
Yeah.
So listen, we in the industry where we know a whole lot of snakes. So we don't have to ask you what's the inspiration behind that song.
Yeah.
So,
I want to know, is it directed towards somebody?
Is there one particular snake?
Nah.
There's not just one snake.
Garden snake.
Garden snake, python, nah.
Right. What kind of snakes we dealing with?
We're dealing with, so I'll give you a little bit of backstory.
Okay.
The album that I'm working on right now is called Love X Drugs. So it talks about, it's a story without having to tell a story. Each song is kind of a progression through a person's life where they're filling all these voids that, with maybe money, drugs, friends, things that just kind of fill voids that aren't going to be there in the long run. So it's all basically a progression story to where, the guy gets better over time and he starts, putting his hope in things that are more important like God and family and friends. But Snakes was basically made at the very beginning point of this album to essentially where the dude's in a place of not being able to trust or have loyalty with anybody. And so he's at a real vulnerable point in his life and he's essentially saying like, hey, I don't need any of you and I got to where I'm at by myself.
So I know you were here this weekend for A3C.
That's right.
All the way from Cali.
That's right.
So how was your A3C weekend?
It was dope. It was real dope. I got to see a lot of the culture of the city itself, but at the same time, I saw like the Southern hospitality and saw the city also welcome everybody who was like me, coming from all over the place. So that was real dope. Got to meet a lot of dope artists with a lot of talent. And a lot of opportunities were given to me this weekend, so it's been amazing.
What I'll say is, I don't too often hear artists, especially men, whose voice changes from their speaking voice to their rapping voice.
Yeah.
Like, when you started speaking, I'm like, well, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Compared to listening to your music.
Yeah, I was
Didn't he get real articulate?
I was actually listening to him the other night, and so hearing you talk now, because we didn't get to exchange
we
words,
didn't really get to
it was like,
exchange
dang,
words
you have that accent, and you have that, this other thing, so I definitely have to
Yeah,
learn
it's
that.
like your performance voice like drops an octave, you know what I'm saying? They put a little extra swag into it, and then he's like, oh yeah, well, if you go and get my album, it'll be really nice. I hope you guys tune into it. It has a lot of stuff going on.
That's his professional voice.
Yeah.
That's his professional voice. Hey, his mama here, don't have me.
I was about to say.
That's like that mama, don't go in there sounding.
And don't ask for nothing.
That's when you know both sides of life. When you've been on both sides of life, you gotta turn it off and turn it on. You know what I'm saying? So
And it's
you gotta
so
bust out them degrees and
And
put
then,
them
you
on.
know what?
There you go.
Now that you say that, and I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day about turning it on and turning it off. It's not a bad thing.
Not a bad
It's
thing.
not you forgetting the culture. It's none
not
of
you
that.
being fake.
No, it's none of
Because
that.
everybody
where you
forget
are.
Plies got a BA in literature.
That's crazy.
That man can speak. He got a whole degree of speaking correctly.
But if you listen to his Instagram videos, you would not.
Just
You would not think so.
Look
But
at
that's
it.
what
That's
sells.
crazy.
That's what
Look at
sells.
T.I.
Yeah, well,
That's not about. It's not
Look at
about whether he
T.I.
has a degree or not. But if you put him in a room, he gonna go head to head.
but he
And he can
transitioned
speak.
himself a little
He's a
bit.
businessman
Yeah,
now.
he's a
he's a
businessman now.
businessman. Yeah.
But we're gonna keep it on Pat Savii. Amen.
Right.
So we go
I
left
got a
real
question
quick.
for you. So since the album is taking us through a journey,
Yeah.
the ultimate ending to this is the last song, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Are we at the last song? Or what's the last song about?
Oh man.
All right, Enrique.
No, I'm playing. The last song is in the works right now. It doesn't have a name yet. But it essentially is it's a self-reflection track. So I already have the chorus and the hook, and it's essentially saying, yo, I had to prove it to myself. It's been past due that I took my music off the shelf, made $1 million, had to do it for myself. Bad women in my linen, that's amusement for my wealth. So it's basically talking about all the stuff that I did, that I was looking for gratification through, and it didn't give me any of that. And then so at the end, I'm basically recapping everything that happened early on in the album. So like the concept of this album, I didn't want it to be deep. I wanted it to be deep without having to go deep on each song.
Right.
So I wanted you to get something that's really impactful, that you're that's really gonna hit you and be close to home. But I wanted to appeal to those people who are out there. You know
You're
what I'm saying?
definitely studying right now.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
definitely studying. You're
I like
studying.
the
You're
storyline.
studying what's winning in the
Yes.
industry right now.
Yes, but I still want to have a message that people are going to listen to. You know what I'm saying? And I realize I can't come off as preachy and
Right.
have that message and have the same impact.
Yeah.
If I don't do it this way. So what I did is I put songs out that people are like, oh, that's a hit. Oh, that's a bop. That's a hit. Oh, and then they start seeing the turn and they start saying, okay, well,
You also have something.
So
to say.
I
Yeah,
got
also has
a
something.
couple of questions. Which you're gonna start off softly, and I don't mean to offend by any means. How long have you been doing music?
since I was 6 years old.
Okay. Has your sound changed at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So my next question is, with listening to your sound now, it's easy to the ears because it sounds like a lot of things that are out now. Is that the route you're trying to take it, or are you just using it to break into?
A little bit of both. I feel like in the music industry, you got to be able to be adaptable, and you have to be able to evolve as an artist. When I first started making music, I grew up on hip hop like Nas and like Tupac and Biggie, so I'm a hip hop head. Like when I hear hip hop, I think of breakdancing. I grew up breakdancing as well. I did every element of hip hop, so that's hip hop to me. So it took me years when this new wave music came out to kind of adapt to it, So I was out there spitting with bars. Today, if you listen to my music, I still have those exact same bars, but I put them over beats that are more current. I add a lot more melody, and that took a long time. And even my concepts and my topics, I've dumbed them down a lot.
Right.
And I wouldn't even say dumb them down, but I've brought them to a level where people can understand them a lot easier.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, this album's gonna be deep without people even noticing it's deep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
can we expect you to transition back? Earlier we were speaking about Fantasia, and what you'll know about her, when she first started coming out with music, she did what the label wanted her to do. Once she broke contract, she was able to do an album that really spoke to her.
Yeah.
Is that what you see yourself doing? Basically breaking out for the sound that they want, and then being like, well, this is really me.
You know what it is through all of it, I've swore to myself to always keep my authenticity. So regardless of the style that I am, the stylistics of whatever I'm displaying at the moment, I will always make music that is 100% true to myself. So, yeah, you'll hear me do a lot of boom bap. I'll go back to it because that's where my heart's at. But right now, I'm focusing on this new sound, really trying to develop a sound because I also have studied and realized that people grasp a sound. When you hear a Travis Scott song and he says, "It's lit," you know what I'm saying? People are gonna go and they listen to that track just to hear "It's lit."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in that really wide ambient sound, you know. So that's what I'm making right now. In time, I will most definitely. I want to be like my mom calls me the Pacquiao of hip hop.
Okay.
Pacquiao won in all types of different weight divisions, you know, and that's how I'm trying to be in hip hop. I want to win in every division, you know. I want people to know that, you know what I'm saying?
I just don't want you to run into no Floyd.
No, I got Floyd. Don't worry, I got Floyd.
Don't want you to run into no
Speaking
Floyd.
of Pacquiao,
I ain't afraid of the Mayweather. The June weather is hotter in June, so I ain't afraid of the Mayweather.
Okay.
Speaking of Pacquiao, this is one thing that I can say and will say, and it's no shade to anybody else who was in the room. I definitely Q's opinion. I definitely feel like you were one of the better or the best performers of the night from A3C weekend this weekend.
That's all God.
And what I mean, it was so I pay attention to everything. I love the fact that you supported the other ones. You know, you dapped everybody up. I may not look like I'm watching. I'm always watching. You dapped everybody up. You know, you stayed and supported, and that was definitely the thing. But then when it was time for you to grab the mic, I just saw you just turn into this other person, and you really came on stage. Your hype man, first of all, he came in and killed.
That's my boy. That's my brother.
Came in and killed. I was just like, oh shoot, like they lit, and they was lit by this. Like whether you with it or not, we lit. They jumping around on stage. I was like, oh okay, they in there for real. Like if they was at like a freaking arena. Yeah. You remind me of when I saw you, like the way you dressed the other night. What's the new guy's name? I don't really follow him that much, but I know his face. Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, like the way you was dressed the other night. I was like, he kind of reminds me. You put me in that.
I had on the 5 panel. You
kind of put me in the mindset of him. But what I will say is what I do like about you so far is you are definitely you've studied. You've studied, and you know what you want to do. You know where you can take your brain. You can answer any question that we throw at you right now because you kind of like, oh, I done studied this. I know this. So kudos to you in that area because a lot of people do miss is they have the talent and they have no knowledge about the business. They just be just lost.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know exactly where you're going. You know exactly where you came from. And so in order to know where you're going, you gotta know where hip hop came from.
Facts.
And you know exactly where it came from.
Facts.
So kudos to you in that area.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to your mama over there.
Right.
No, seriously, because it takes a supportive parent to help to push their children to the levels they need to be, and for her to call you the Pacquiao, and for y'all to have that euphorism, I'm just like, hey, yes.
Did all y'all fly from LA, or did y'all drive? Y'all bought tickets? Oh, y'all lit.
Yeah, I'll put it this way.
Put me on the team. I can join the payroll.
I just want to carry the bag.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have a hell of a team, and just starting with my mother, I wouldn't be half of the man I am today without her. So I mean, I can't thank my mom enough. And then my team, you say I study, and I did, but I gotta pay that back to my team. My boy Shirella over here, we spend so much time together, just watching the industry move. You know what I'm saying?
You have to
really learn.
And another thing that I have to say about you is I love the fact that you're honest and say, hey, I can be this, but I can also adapt and make it work to do what I needed to do. Because sometimes people get so hot-headed and they be, they gonna set me the way I am. No, they not. No, they not. They're not gonna be.
Almost every artist that has come out, and I'll give you a prime example, Rihanna. When Rihanna came out, she tried to play this subtle good girl, and then she got with the team, and they turned her into this sex icon, and look where she is now. You know what I'm saying? You have to be flexible and adaptable. You have to be
teachable. You have to be teachable. You have to understand, like, yes, you know what? I am this, but in order for me to, like for me, for instance, just like he just asked me, like, hey, do you do beats and do you do all this other stuff? I'm a TV and radio host, but I know in order for me to break into this other market, I got to start tapping into these clubs. So I got to jump on the other side of marketing. I got to start. That's why my voice is like crap tonight, because I've been on the mic all weekends. But it comes with it. I got to be flexible. They're gonna be like, okay, Q, you do this and you that, but are you we need you to be this.
Right.
And if you're not gonna be this, then get your ass to the back of the line. Period. And so, but yeah. So I know we know some rules and you know the little shake, but I want to hear more music. Do you have something I can go to iTunes real quick?
Yeah, I do actually. iTunes, Spotify, all that.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Oh, praise the Lord.
So yeah, we just want to kind of hear more music, and I don't really do this too often.
Hey, that's cool.
You don't
That's
ever
cool.
do
I
that.
got you.
Like, you done stopped the interview to
That's
play your music
crazy.
and everything.
Yeah, I
You
want
don't
to hear
ever
some
do
music. I
Hey,
want to hear some
man, I
music.
feel blessed.
So
Thank you, guys.
well, while you pulling that up, let's get into your Instagram. I see you got a big following there, all that good carrying on. So
Try a
what
little
was it? You know, did you start off modeling? Did you start off selling stuff, or you just started popping?
You know what? It really was. It all came
Well, I
from.
meant selling not product. I meant like
You have to
clothes.
specify.
Oh yeah.
He's from LA.
In LA too.
It's legal.
No, I mean, are you
Pretty
selling
legal.
like clothes or anything? you know?
Yeah. I mean, all of that. But anyway, it really started. I started up a business when I turned 18,
Okay.
right out of high school.
What did you do?
I went to school in Olympia, Washington. So it's a little south of Seattle. So I grew up in Southern California and Washington. My mom and dad were military, so it moved us up to Fort Lewis when I was young. So I finished up my high school and everything out there. So essentially, when I graduated high school, I had a real good marketing teacher, and he told me that, you know, today's youth aren't gonna make it unless they're business owners. Being a business owner is the best thing you can do. So I graduated, and I got together a bunch of creative minds, and we put together a collective at first that grew into an LLC later on. I had videographers, models, photographers, and essentially what we did was every time they would put out a song, let's say another artist puts out a song, and I got all of these other people who are doing this other stuff. When they got clout off of that song, so did everybody else. So it was like a big syndicate that
Like a big network.
it was a big networking, yeah. But we also did services, so like we'd go out and do photo shoots, and we subcontract, and we do video shoots, and we shoot for commercials for like businesses, and we do weddings and all of that. So we started that up, and then we started doing like outreach, community servicing and everything. And we made a whole 501c around that, which was really cool. And we went out and fed thousands and hundreds and clothed a bunch of people, and we got a really big name in the whole community.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you definitely have a great. You definitely ready. We know that. What's next? Where do you see yourself? What's your next move?
Shoot, a millionaire. You know,
Hey,
yeah.
don't forget the little people.
Never.
Because my scratch offs ain't hit
Never.
yet.
See, my life goal, and I try to put it, and you say what's next, I expect to be living in my dream by next year, latest. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you got to. I'm a real big activist on, you know, black communities, and I'm a philanthropist and all of that. But I came out to Atlanta, and one thing that I noticed that I've never seen anywhere else is that like I walked into a black community, and it seemed like they had it together. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm from.
That's how you go.
That's what I'm about to say.
I don't know. It may be different. It may be different to you guys.
They cleaned up
But
at
yeah.
HBC.
But if I tell
Y'all
you
got y'all
guys,
act together for the weekend.
Right. And you think they showed out in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like family reunion. You know everybody get cute for the family reunion. I guess.
We're not gonna bring your stuff. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. Y'all come out to LA, but that's all I gotta say.
I've been there.
But yeah, if you go out to South Central, you go out to Long Beach, you go out to Compton. You know, the black communities, they're ran down. You know, they're and you can see it visually. It's right in front of you. You can tell that they're low income, all of that. So when I came out here, I saw that, you know, I walked into a Waffle House, and the black community just looked like it thrived more than where I'm from. So my biggest thing is, if you go to any city, you're gonna find a little Chinatown or something like that, right? And in Chinatown, Chinese people buy from there. You know what I'm saying? The Asian community buys from there. But as soon as a black person gets money, they take it, they move out the hood. We don't know how to keep our money in our own community. So my thing is once I start making money, the number one thing that I want to do, I want to impact everybody, but I want to start with here. You know, I want to start with us. You know, but I wanna start putting businesses and giving people opportunities that normally wouldn't be in the hood. I want to put multi-million-dollar companies in the hood. You know what I'm saying? To offer people who would go out and sell drugs a job, or give people who have felonies, you know, another opportunity, so they don't have to go back and revert back to that crime that got them into jail in the first place. So that's the end goal for me. It's bigger than music. As much as my passion burns for music, I want to do bigger and better things for my community. And I'm not going to stop until I do.
Congrats on that. So when it comes down to your music, you have a whole album here that I see.
I do.
Are you more of a lyricist, or do you kind of just write?
I'm definitely a lyricist.
Okay,
I'm
so you just throw you in the booth.
Yeah.
So we can just start banging on the table. You can start dropping some shit.
I could.
All right.
No,
Well,
you
ready?
sing.
Oh man, I'm on the spot.
No
On the
music.
spot. All right.
home music.
Yeah. See, I'm the father to this rap game, even poor in an orphanage or even aborted, can't even the score. Of course it is unproportionate, even before endorphins hit the vibe. It's sort of tense. I believe that I've been the source of it. We did not phony homies. Used to sit on the porch and spit. My circle been small. They've been seeking to make their portion fit. You'll be more than pissed when they watch me hop in a portion, dip and go from poor to rich to
I wasn't even expecting all of that.
Me on the spot.
So when we bring singers up, we always make them sing.
That's crazy.
But because we rolling down, we only got like literally a minute left. We want a nasty cue in the street. Let me get my camera out. We want a nasty little cue in the streets, little